The hunting horn is a very fun weapon in Monster Hunter Wilds. They've changed it a ton since World, actually. Well, not a ton, but they've made some great improvements, to say the least. It's a very viable weapon in both solo and group play. And it's very mechanically intensive, very tough to use, kind of a meme weapon, but I'm going to show you how to use it and have success. So we're going to start off with basic combos, then we're going to get into some of the more advanced combos, and then we'll probably get into, you know, selecting your hunting horn, melody selection, and whatnot, and then finally probably just like the best builds and skills to look out for the hunting horn. So first of all, basic combos. Press triangle, I have a left swing. Press triangle into triangle, left swing into forward smash. And that infinitely combos, so if I press left swing, triangle again, forward smash, and then goes back to the left swing, back to the forward slash. So it infinitely combos if you just press triangle. My circle button goes a right swing, press it twice, right swing into a flourish, which is like a double hit, but it's still, think of these as kind of like left-handed, right-handed. So triangle is swing right, and then circle is swing left. And then if I press triangle and circle, it's a backward strike, so that's kind of like down the middle. And so if I go triangle circle into triangle circle, it goes into an overhead smash. Right, and those infinitely combo as well. Yep, back to the overhead smash. Okay, so that's the basic 3 combos. And so if I have no movement input, I go to the backward strike, right? But say I want to go straight to the forward smash. If I hold down the forward button, go straight to the forward smash. And that's the same for all these buttons. So if I, instead of going a left swing into an, oh whoops. A left swing into a forward smash. If I want to go straight to the forward smash, I press forward and go straight to the forward smash. And then the same with the right swing. So if I want to go to the flourish, I just press forward. So they're all infinitely comboable, and triangle is kind of your left to right swing, circle is kind of your right to left swings, and then triangle and circle are your bigger damage ones, slower, but centered. The backward strike is actually the fastest one of the triangle circle combos. So that's the just swinging the weapon. That's just how you use it. So now let's get into like the mechanics of the hunting horn itself. What makes this unique? Because every weapon you can press buttons, right? It is what's called the performance. So you see on the right there, perform R2. So I press R2, and he'll just play through. Okay, bam. So now let's show you what these notes mean. So you see on the top right, triangle, circle, and triangle and circle. Depends on what you're playing on, but that's what the notes are. And if you'll see, if I press triangle here, it'll store a purple note in the top left. If I press circle here, it'll store, or purple, circle, it'll store a red note in the top left, and I press triangle circle, it'll store a green note, a double note, right? And if I press triangle again, it'll give me an attack up large, because you see at the top, that's my combo. It was a purple, a red, a green, and then a purple. So if I play those in that order, it'll add it to my queue of notes, queue of songs, basically. And if I press R2, it'll play through and give me an attack up. So that's kind of what these hits mean. So I went through like what they do. So the order that you press these does matter depending on you know, the monster, but you're gonna want to have something up in your note queue at all times. So it matters how you do it. So I do attack up. Oh, let's do a health. Let's get a recovery speed queued just so I can show something else. So that's a performance, right? It'll play whatever melody I have queued up there. So right now it's recovery speed. And also, let's just show this. You can store up to 3, so I have 2 self-improvements and a recovery speed up there right now, but if I add in another self-improvement, it'll just kick off the bottom one, right? So whatever your most recent one that you queued will be at the top. So watch, if I go recovery speed here, it'll go back to the top, and then if I press R2, it'll play through them in that order. Okay? Easy enough. So let's say I want to queue this, so Let me just get a few things in the queue. So when you press R2, he'll go to performance like I just did. But if you press R2 after every one of these 3 melodies that go, so if I press R2 after this one, he'll do a little like swing. This one he'll do like a little 360. And he'll do, and at the end it was an encore, right? So basically if you press R2 after each one of your melodies that you have queued, it'll give you an extra like little damage boost, okay? So you're gonna want to have your good melodies queued up at all times. So like before I get into a fight, I'm gonna want to have attack up large queued. So now let's get into encores. So say I press R2 and I only want to play the first melody that I have queued up there. So I only want to do Echo Wave Blunt. I press R2. Then I press triangle and circle to encore that right away. And it'll keep the self-improvement up there. So let's do another one. Let's do an attack up. So my attack up wore off, right? See how my self-improvement's purple? That means I have it active. My recover speed's purple. That means I have it active. So say I want to queue up an attack up, but I don't want to play the self-improvement. Boom. And I press triangle and circle. I'll go straight to the encore without going through the entire sequence. So that's really only like if you want to get a quick melody off. And you might be asking yourself, you know, what are these melodies? We'll get to that, okay? But that's basically the mechanics of how this weapon works. You have your, you know, the actual hit itself, number 1, right swing and flourish, yeah, or like left swing into overhead smash, and that'll queue up notes depending on the order that you press them in, right? It's all color coded, so it should be easy to follow. And then once I have my melodies up in the queue, I can perform them and give me, you know, various buffs, whatnot. And I can press R2 to do like a little beat, and then press R2 at the end for an encore. So that's kind of how the weapon functions at a basic level. So now let's get into more advanced mechanics per se. So these are like just specific things that I've noticed. So overhead smash, I don't know if I mentioned this, it has a follow-up, which is the highest single swing that you can do, but it leaves you kind of vulnerable when you queued up because you have to basically turn around and do a big swing. It does a lot of damage though. And it sort of moves you forward, obviously. A little bit, like about a step forward. So keep that in mind for positioning. So there's that, and the flourish. Flourish is a special one, so see how it double swings? So if I want to dodge out of this after the first swing, I can. See? So that's kind of like when you get into learn a monster, that's a good one to use because you get like a little bit of damage and you can dodge out. The other thing with flourish too, so say I want to queue up 2 notes, boom, and I press another input. See how it queued up a red and a purple? You can do that with any note. So if I want to queue up 2 reds or a red and a green, yeah, you can do that. You could press because it's basically 2 swings, and you don't actually have to like perform that swing. So obviously I didn't have to do a overhead smash when I pressed triangle and circle there. I just pressed it and it added it to my note queue, which is key for adding melodies. So that's like the little niche things. The other thing that you can do is with any input, so I can do a hilt stab if I press back relative to my character on the movement. So I'll do it with all of them. Let's see, and you can do it with this one too. So that's kind of like a quick stabby. I should note that every single swing you have with this weapon is blunt except for that little hilt stab. So if you like, I've done it before, if you break their tail completely and it's not chopping off, if you hit them with a little hilt stab right there, it'll chop it off. So fun fact. So that's like it's mainly used to quickly get notes off. So if I want to quickly get my attack up, like bam, and then I perform it. That's also, so if you end your note with like a hilt stab, so I'm going to do that here. We'll end it with a hilt stab into a performance. He'll do a quick upswing like that and already start performing. So that's the fastest way to get to performance. Another advanced thing is the like orientation of your performance. So say I have this and I want to perform to the left. I pressed the left input. Oh, whoops, I fucked it up. Let's see if I can do this right. Let's just queue up a self-improvement. Okay, so now let's try this. Let's try it this way. Yeah, see how I did like a side swing there? So yeah, depending on how your character's oriented is where he'll like hold his hunting horn when you play the melodies. So I wanted to go to the side there. So, yep, see, side swing, bam. So if I'm like a little bit out of position, I can orient my character, put in a movement input with the performance, and he'll go that way. The best one to do though is just forward, overhead smash into like performance. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is echo bubbles. So let's put an echo bubble down. On this particular hunting horn, it gives me health regen. Oh, to do that, yeah, it's X and R2. Depending on what platform you're on, it'll be different. But as long as I'm standing in this, I continually get health regen. And you could see the effect in the top left. If I walk out of it, it lasts for a few seconds after. Then it goes away. And I go back in, goes back up. And then, yeah, you can see it. It's that little, like, pouch with the stars on it. That's what the health regen is. So it lasts for a few seconds after you step out of it, which is nice. And it's pretty forgiving. Like, if I'm standing this far out of it, it still works. So that's one thing these echo bubbles do. They give you a buff. So on this one, it's health regen. It could be attack up. We'll get to this, but cue that up. And the other thing to keep in mind is when I press the button, I can cue up the 3 notes. So this is really like your bread and butter right here. So you're going to want to cue up whatever echo wave. Every hunting horn has some sort of echo wave. So for me, it's blunt. And it's a triangle, and circle, and a circle. So, oh, whoops, I messed it up. I messed it up again. Some are easier than others, but yeah, you don't want to fat finger the buttons like I just did. See, it happens. It's hard to master, man. I messed it up again. Anyways, these echo bubbles regenerate over time. Right, so you see in the top left by where my notes are how it's flashing green or blue, that little dot. Once it goes to yellow, that means I can put another one down. Because right now I can't. I'm putting the input. It's not letting me. So wait till that regens up to yellow, indicating that, yeah, see how there's a yellow one? That means I can put one down. Okay. And you can queue up the 3 notes when you do that little animation there. Something to keep in mind. It's always the most useful to queue up whatever your echo wave is for that particular hunting horn. It's always going to be 3 button inputs. And it depends on the hunting horn, like I said. And what these do is... Actually, I shouldn't start there. What these echo bubbles do... So you see how I swing? And there's 3 damage numbers? Or, well, 4 damage numbers. The swing plus 2 more. That's basically the attack echoing in the echo bubble. So you're going to want to keep these down at all times. Because like I did, 94 plus 3 13s there. Super useful. Increases your damage a fuck ton. So you don't have to put them all on top of each other like this. Like I could put one over here, and if I swing, it'll still hit all 3. So be strategic with where you put these. But basically, all you need to know is it'll buff you and increase your damage. So you need to have these up at all times, basically. And it also increases your damage for performances too. So see how it echoed there. And then the melody as well. So that you get tons of damage when you have these down. These are like probably the most important thing to just keep up at all times when you're first starting out with the hunting horn. So we covered that. So now there's one other thing, the focus strike. Let me get a wound going. Okay, it's got a wound. Oh, I already broke it. Goddamn. Okay, I have a wound, so I do my focus strike. I'll play my hunting horn like a guitar, which is pretty funny animation. But the thing you gotta keep in mind with that. Give me another wound. I should have changed my training settings, but it's easier to just... Okay, there we go. Got a wound started. So if I go into that animation, I can cue notes, right? See, pressing buttons, queuing up notes. You can keep up to 5 notes, so just keep that in mind. It's not going to increase your damage if you queue up notes. It's just a way to keep your melodies active. So that's really, to summarize how to play with this weapon. That's really what you have to keep in mind. The most important thing is to keep your echo bubbles down and to keep your melodies up. So like right now I don't have attack up. See how it's not purple? I'm going to want to find a way in battle to queue that up and encore it. So I already went through the basics. So now let's get into honey horn selection. I moved my face cam for a sec so we could see this whole thing. But basically, you obviously have attack, affinity, and element if applicable. So, number one, you're going to prioritize. Well, actually, before we even talk about that, so see how these have different echo bubbles. So this one regens my stamina. This one gives me evasion and movement speed up. This one gives me ailments and blights negated. Evasion and movement speed. And like I said, the one that I was using, the Raytheon one, gives me health regen on my echo bubbles. So you're going to look for that. The other thing you're going to want to look for is the melody effect. So every single one will have a self-improvement. Every single hunting horn will have an echo wave of some sort. Some have more than one. And every single one will either have a melody of life, offset melody there, or a resounding melody. Yeah, see this one has a resounding melody at the bottom there. This one has an offset. And this one has a melody of life at the bottom. So that's kind of the standard melodies that are on every single hunting horn. Self-improvement, some sort of echo wave, or 2. This one has 2. And then a special melody. So to pick the right one for you, it's really just whatever melodies you prefer. So I prefer ones that kind of like increase my damage, obviously, number one. And then number 2, make it, I guess, passive, like health or protection. So like the Raytheon one is my favorite one right now because health regen bubble is super useful. So those increase my damage, obviously, because I showed you that it echoes your attacks. And they also continues to regen your health when you're standing in them, so it increases your damage and defense. And then it has an attack up large, which is just a minute-long melody that I just cue to increase everyone's damage in the entire hunting party. But it's useful for you to increase your damage. I think it's 20%, something like that. It's something crazy. It also has a health recovery speed. So basically that's the red health bar. It'll increase that faster on top of the health regen effect from my echo bubbles. And then it has a melody of life, which basically just is like the equivalent of a healing, I don't know, mega potion roughly for the entire team. So that's how I would pick it. Some solid choices in terms of leveling. I think where's it at? Not the ore tree is okay. It has an attack up, so that's always useful. And the bubbles give you evasion and movement speed, like good utility there. The hope horn is meh also. That's okay. It has attack up as well, but only small. So I'd probably do the ore tree or the expedition tree. And then once you actually like get into these bosses, where's it at? Kongalala tree, really good because it has attack and affinity up on your echo bubbles, which is really good. And once you get to the Rarity 5 one, it gives you one Horde Maestro. So you're going to want to prioritize melody selection when you pick it. Once you find one with melodies you like, you're going to want to pick one that has like the highest attack that you like. So this Raytheon one is actually kind of lower on the attack. It's only 840, but it has 15% affinity, which is not as good, to be honest with you, in the long run as just pure attack. So that's really like the one negative of this one is it doesn't have a high base attack. And the other thing too is element. So like poison's good just because when you proc it, it's just easy free damage. And there's some skills that increase your damage when you have poison. So that's kind of why I picked this one and use this one all the time. I do like the Kongalala tree just because it gives you attack and affinity up. I don't like these melodies as much. I mean, defense up's obviously useful. But basically just play around, pick the one with the melodies you like, the play style you want. I mean, this one has paralysis, obviously good. It also has paralysis echo wave, so it'll basically queue up whatever. And every elemental hunting horn will have, most of them I should say, will have some sort of echo wave with that element. So to see how this one has an echo wave water, and this one has like an echo wave blast. So that just kind of helps you proc whatever element or ailment or whatever you're trying to do. This one has dragon. Self-explanatory there. And then, yeah, once you find what the melodies you like, try to find one with high attack, obviously, which is going to be the rarity 8 one. And just kind of learn how it flows in battle. But yeah, leveling, I definitely recommend the Ore Tree. And maybe the Vest Boy Tree if you want to go for paralysis. But also the Conkalala Tree, just because the attack infinity up bubbles are so fucking useful. And then it has defense up, which is kind of a good, safe thing. So the best melodies, I'd say the best one to look for is attack up large, number 1. And then other than that, I'd say probably the defense up is probably the second best one. Defense up and or is it on? Let's see if I can find one with it. Divine protection. So see how this one has divine protection, the third one down. That's a really good one to have. It's basically like a divine blessing that you can have on a melody instead of on your armor. So you basically, if you don't want to run divine blessing on your armor, you could run this one and have divine protection. So number 1, attack boost. Number 2, defense boost. And number 3 would probably be divine protection. Then after that, it's really personal preference. So like this one has 2 health recoveries. So like if I play that, then it'll recover my health a certain amount. It also has earplugs, which is nice. So say I don't want to run earplugs on my armor and I want to have it on a hunting horn, then I could run this one. This one has restore sharpness, which just regens my sharpness. Negates knockbacks, yeah. Stun negated. I'm obviously like, they all have their own certain utility, but attack and defense are your best ones. And as far as echo bubbles, stamina regen's kind of useless. Evasion movement speed's meh. Health regen's really fucking good. And then Elements Blights is pretty good too. Same as like defense and elemental res up. Those are defensive ones. Health regen is defensive. I think this is the only one in the game with attack and affinity up. That's why I like it. It's kind of unique. And it doesn't have the highest base damage, to be honest. Like this one has way higher base damage. So that's really the one thing negative of the Congalala. So now that we know our basic attacks, we know how to cue notes, we know how to perform and do encores, and we know how to put down our echo bubbles, which is a lot. Let's go through the best combos. So to start, before every fight, I'm going to want to queue up my best melodies, like before I even get into the fight. It's just easier this way. So pretend I'm not fighting him right now. I'm just standing outside a battle. And then we want to encore those. Okay, boom. So I have all my buffs up. So now I get into the fight. I'm going to want to put down an echo bubble and probably queue up my echo waves. So let's put a few of those down. Let's queue up our echo waves. Okay. So I have some echo waves queued up. Boom. Fighting. Wound destroyed. Let's go to I have a stun. Oh, I have a stun. Okay. Now I'm going to want to perform my echo waves. And boom. Huge damage. And I want to encore that. Bam. Huge damage. So that's kind of how the flight flows. Obviously, you're going to dodge and not get hit. You're not going to get openings, whatnot. But that's really how you want to approach all these fights. Is you're going to want to focus around these echo bubbles and your echo waves. Number 1. And then number 2, so I cast off all my buffs at the beginning, right? If they run out, then just keep those up. So say, oh no, I need an attack up. Boom. Okay. Oh, dodge. Yeah. Circle. And then I dodge again. Yeah. And then I want to get this off quick. Hilt stab. Quick performance. Bam. Oh, I fucked it up, but let's try it again. Oh, I want to get attack up, back up. Boom. Quick perform. Encore. Just like that, it's back up. So you want to focus on that. Oh no, my echo bubble ran out. Put that down. It's really just keeping your echo bubbles down, keeping your melodies up, and queuing up echo waves whenever you can, because echo waves are huge damage whenever the monster's on the ground. And that's it. So now let's do like the special melody. So on this one, there's 3 ones, like I said: Melody of Life, Resounding Melody, and Offset Melody. So Melody of Life will heal me and my team. I have full health, so you can't see it here. Let me move my face cam again. You can't see it there. That's all Melody of Life does. It just heals you. It did that animation, you saw it. Now let me change to one. Let's change to a hunting horn that has a different one. Resounding Melody, sure. So let's queue up a Resounding Melody real quick. This one is actually an interesting one. It does a lot of damage, so I'll use it real quick on this guy. Let me put down a bubble. Oh, whoops, wrong button. Resounding melody. It does just a fuck ton of damage. That's all the resounding melody does. It's good, like I said. Like, that'd be a combo you want to do when the monster's on the ground. And then let's show you an offset melody one. Do I have one? Yeah. You got offset. Offset is kind of like your counterattack. So if a monster goes into like a big animation and you want to like obviously offset it, your guy will kind of like step back and do like a delayed attack. So watch. Steps back, boom, delayed attack. And it does a fuck ton of damage, so it's really good for knocking monsters down. So that's your special melody. So every hunting horn is going to have one of those three. Now that we understand the basics of how the weapon works and how to cue notes, how to play melodies, how to keep our buffs up and our echo bubbles down, our echo waves, whatnot, and we know some of the best combos and how to flow in the fight, let's talk about skills. So the best skills, let's see if I can find one. Oh, whoops, let me go over. Is number 1, Horn Maestro. So you see equipment skills down there, Horn Maestro. Greatly increased duration of hunting horn melodies. Good utility to have. You don't have to spend as much time worrying about keeping my attack up queued, for example. That's probably the best one. The second one I look for is either Stamina Thief or Slugger. So Stamina Thief basically tires out the monster faster, which is good in general because the hunting horn, once again, a heavy hitting weapon, so it's going to tire out the monster faster regardless. And then yeah, Horn Maestro, and then Slugger. So this one has tier 3 Slugger, gives you more stun power, you get more KOs. It's a blunt weapon, so you can get a fuck ton of KOs. Those are probably the top 3. Protective Polish, obviously good. Like, it's really just whatever you want, but I think those are the best 3: Horn Maestro, Slugger, and Stamina Thief. This one has crit status and poison duration up, which so I built up more poison when I destroy wounds basically, and extends the duration of poison, which good utility. I run that in combination with Foray right now, because Foray kind of increases my damage when I'm plus 10 attack, plus 10 affinity when they're affected by poison or paralysis. So that's kind of the build I'm going for right now. But really, like I said, it's up to you, and look for attack melodies, defense melodies, and whatnot, and happy hunting. I'm probably going to hop into a hunt here just to show you guys how it works live. So we're hopping into a hunt here just to show you guys like my thought process and how the flow of the battle works. I'm doing a Guardian Doshigama because I kind of need some parts from him, so I would have done Arkfeld, but I need to farm some parts, like the RNG, obviously. So let's go where he is in the arena. Give me the honey. He's all the way at the bottom. I fucking hate this area, by the way. So I'm here, and like I said, you're going to queue up. How's your aggro on me? Whatever. I don't care. All my buffs, spam. Queue up get some of these echo bubbles on the ground. No, I got hit there. Whoops. And right now I'm just kind of doing damage, tiring him out. I have a wound. I probably want to break that. It's on his face. Break his wound. Oh, Guardian Pelt, that's what I need. Oops, I got hit. Whoops. Yeah, I'm not perfect. Against this guy, his positioning. Come back. Oh, that's gonna hit me. Yeah. That's fine, but see how my health continuously regens? Super useful. Alright, I'm gonna stop fucking around. Let's just focus on doing damage. I don't even care. Oh, see that KO? Slugger? And look at this. Huge damage when he's on the ground. And let's encore that. Destroyed a bunch of wounds there. And he's poisoned now. Oh, I should have mentioned. Look at that. Another KO. It's kind of the snowball effect, which is the same for everything. Let me hit this wound. He's on the ground again. He's right in one of my echo bubbles, so I can just go ahead and play echo waves. Yeah, another KO. Oh, he's running away. Okay. And see, I haven't had to recast any of my buffs yet because I've Horn my extra. It lasts a long time. That's really what you want to do, so. And I didn't get hit or anything. Or I did get hit a lot, so. Not perfect, but that's why you have your defense stuff. And I want to put some new bubbles down. Oh, I didn't get it off. God damn it. I'm just going to recast my attack up because I don't know how much time's left on it. Oh, there's whiffed. Whoops, that's okay. Hit me in the ass. Thought he had another wound. Yeah. Come here, you big bitch. Oh, Thunderbug. I was lucky. Should get KO here soon. Oh, fuck that asshole. I should have had earplugs on. I fucking hate that attack. I never can time it right. Hit him in the head. I want to hit your head, not your ass, bro. Give me head. How are you not knocked out yet, bro? Oh, okay, I can capture him. Let's just do that. And that's how you play with the hunting horn. I mean, pretty simple. Like I said, with Slugger, you kind of get sort of a snowball effect because you just keep getting KO after KO. But that's really how you want to play. Keep your attacks up. So all my melodies are still queued, obviously. If they weren't, then I would have taken them off. So hope you learned something and try out the hunting horn and, you know, be the cracked hunting horn player in the squad that everyone loves. So happy hunting.